There is a party no one remembers, but a cake everyone's waiting for. At the center of Five Nights at Freddy's 3, tucked behind flickering pixels and unfinished code, lies a minigame called Happiest Day. A quiet celebration, a masked child, a cake. But this cake isn't just a sweet treat, it's a layered reconstruction of memory, of trauma, of a soul trying to heal. In this theory, we're diving deep, past the party hats and shadows, into the true meaning of Happiest Day. We'll explore the digital purgatory built to hold lost souls. We'll follow Cassidy not as a spirit of vengeance, but a protector, guiding Crying Child toward healing. And we'll witness how Andrew, twisted by pain, chooses a different path, setting the stage for everything that follows. Because while this might be the happiest day, it really is the beginning of something much, much bigger. Before we reach the party, we must understand the pieces leading there. The minigames scattered across FNaF 3, Chica's Party, Mangle's Quest, and Balloon Boy's Air Adventure, as well as Stage 01. On the surface, they might seem like random retro distractions, but if we look deeper, these aren't just games, they're memories. Each game represents a soul, a trauma, an unresolved moment. They play like fractured echoes, incomplete scenes rendered in crude pixels, frozen between pain and nostalgia. The player, often symbolized by a familiar animatronic, delivers cake or aids a shadowy child. This action isn't just kindness, it's restoration. The one who gives cake, the puppet, is believed to be Charlotte Emily, daughter of Henry. She was the first child murdered by William Afton, yet in death, she becomes something else, a protector, a giver of gifts, a bringer of justice. Charlie's soul inhabits the puppet, and through the minigames she tries to set the others free. It is she who delivers the cake in Happiest Day. It is she who ensures the party is complete. But she doesn't work alone. Cassidy, often tied to Golden Freddy, is known as the one you should not have killed, also known as Toy Shank. She is powerful, persistent, and vengeful, yet in this theory, Cassidy is not the tormentor, she is the guide. Cassidy, much like Charlie, lingers in the digital purgatory, but not for revenge, for restitution. Her connection to Crying Child, the boy who died in FNaF 4, may be deeper than what we think. Crying Child, the bite victim, lives in fragments. His memories appear in FNaF 4 and again in the pixel minigames of FNaF 3. But what if the reason he couldn't move on was because he couldn't remember? This theory suggests Crying Child exists in the purgatory, broken and lost, unable to find his peace. Cassidy, already aware, begins guiding him, subtly through echoes, through cake, through memory, guiding him through the map which resembles a human brain. While Cassidy remained behind the digital purgatory to protect and guide, another spirit lingered for a very different reason: Andrew. His story, revealed in Fazbear Frights epilogues, offers a chilling counterpoint to Cassidy's mission of healing. Andrew was one of William Afton's countless victims, a child subjected to horrific experiments that laced his spirit with unimaginable amount of agony. This agony became his anchor, not to protect others, but to inflict eternal torment on the men who hurt him. Andrew's soul attached itself to Afton, keeping him conscious through loops of suffering. Every time Afton seemed destroyed, Andrew's agony dragged him back. His presence echoes the rage-filled tormentor of Ultimate Custom Night, suggesting that while Cassidy may have had a guiding role, Andrew was the one who wouldn't let Afton die.
The man in room 1280's events leads to Andrew possessing a shared endoskeleton, the Stitch Wraith, with a kid named Jake.
Kind, terminally ill child whose soul had been placed into an endoskeleton by his grieving father. Jake was everything Andrew was not: gentle, empathetic, and curious. Through Jake's influence, the story of vengeance began to shift. Over time, Jake gently reached through the haze of Andrew's rage, helped him understand the pain he carried and the weight he placed on others. In the final Stitch Wraith epilogues, Jake encourages Andrew to let go. And in a rare emotional moment of peace, Andrew finally does. The two boys move on together. This is crucial. Andrew's story shows us that even a spirit consumed by hatred can be healed. Not by force, but by kindness. It adds a powerful contrast to Cassidy's arc. She stays behind to protect others, while Andrew stays to punish. Jake's role, like Cassidy's, becomes one of restoration. There is one ending in FNaF World that few talk about, and even further understand. It's called the universe ending. To unlock it, the player must place Fredbear into the first slot of the party and speak to the NPC Fredbear. When this happens, the screen glitches and yellow text appears. The same Fredbear can't occupy the same space at the same time. Both Fredbears explode, leaving only their legs. The game cuts to black, universe end. This moment is symbolic. Fredbear, the shared house of spirits, fractures. Cassidy can no longer stay. Not because her mission failed, but because it succeeded. Crying Child finds peace. Cassidy releases her hold. In another ending, we see the player drown in a lake, a descent that ends in a warm embrace of a mother. This is Crying Child's release, but down in the depths, another waits. Andrew, fishing, waiting. Cassidy dives deep, passing the torch. Andrew emerges as the dominant force. He becomes the tormentor. He takes the reins. While Cassidy, she dives even deeper into the digital world, continuing to protect and guide. The minigames in FNaF 3 are not mere diversions. They are digital rituals of remembrance. Chica's Party, Balloon Boy's Air Adventure, Mangle's Quest, Stage 01, each one plays out like fragmented memories stitched back together through gameplay. These aren't linear stories, but flickers of what once was. Lonely children wandering empty halls, waiting to be seen, waiting to be remembered. The masks seen in the games are not just costumes. They are husks, shells of identity waiting to be reclaimed. These children are not fully present until their story is pieced back together. Just like Susie in Coming Home, who lingered even after death until her memory was whole, these spirits wait, fragmented, until they too can make a choice. That's where the cake comes in. The cake isn't just a treat, it's symbolic. Layers of memory reconstructed, a gesture of recognition, a final piece. When it is offered, it is not simply kindness, but completion. And then there are the balloons. When a balloon floats upwards in these minigames, it isn't just festive. It is flight, a choice. The child can now move on. The balloon carries them beyond the code, beyond the purgatory. It is the final release, one they accept only when they are whole. Where they choose to go, only they know. And as we walk through the final room in Happiest Day, we pass by 4 ghostly children, each glowing in distinct color. To most, they seem like background spirits, but these colors are no coincidence. Many fans, myself included, believe they represent the mediocre melodies, Pigpatch, Orville Elephant, Mr. Hippo, and the Gator himself, who may be, in fact, Andrew. This isn't just a nod, it's a revelation. These spirits were there long before Cassidy or even Charlie. They date back to a time deeper in the code, deeper in the timeline. Some of them refuse to let go, some don't want peace, they want revenge. And Cassidy? She watches, she guides, but she does not leave, not yet, not out of anger, but out of purpose. Because another child will wake in the code tomorrow, and another will need to choose. Okay, so let's step back and look at the path we've traveled. Starting with the crying child. He's fractured, trapped in purgatory, unable to move on. Cassidy, with the help of Charlie, guides him, not as a tormentor but healers, watching over digital memories like a guardian angel. Through Charlie's presence as the puppet, through the symbolic cake and the floating balloons, the party was pieced together. Crying Child chose peace, Cassidy stayed behind. Then came Andrew, a soul who chose torment over healing, binding himself to Afton until Jake later helped let him go. The universe ending in FNaF World makes a spiritual handoff. Cassidy out, Andrew in. And finally, peace, at least for some. These aren't just events, they're echoes, reflection of bigger ideas. Fazbear exploding means Golden Freddy splitting, end of duality. Crying Child's lake descent could be looked at as a type of baptism, emotional cleansing, reunion with his mother. Cassidy and Charlie are echoes of the same archetype, guardians of memory, gifters of life. FNaF World is digital spirit limbo, bridge between healing and haunting. Crying Child and Andrew. Editing gremlin here. I do not know how I forgot to put this in my script, but I did want to mention that the FNaF 3 endings kind of just show us, hints to us, the choice, because you have the good and bad ending, each of them showing the spirits were set free and the spirits weren't set free. So to me, that's a great hint towards showing the choice to leave, the choice to stay. Anyways, that's just food for thought. Moving on. So what does that mean for us? Where do we go from here? Well, you see, Cassidy isn't gone. While we might know what happens to Andrew and Crying Child, or we can assume what happens, Cassidy, her shadow, appears in Princess Quest games. A blonde girl in a purple dress, locked in Glitch Realm, battling corrupted code. So, Cassidy is still fighting? Is she still guiding? And what of Happiest Day? Does its echo live on in Security Breach? In the abandoned party rooms of the ruined Pizzaplex? We may have helped one soul move on, but the digital purgatory is far from empty. In an upcoming theory video, I will further in this theory on talking about where Cassidy is and how she fits into the new era of FNaF. Until then, thanks so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this deep dive into what I believe Golden Freddy truly is and what Happiest Day really means. I tried my best to piece together every clue and connection to shine some light on these characters' stories, especially Cassidy, Andrew, and the Crying Child, and the emotional journey hidden behind pixels and shadows. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like, subscribing, and following for more. I absolutely love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Your opinion means the world to me. And if there's anything else you'd like me to improve or clean up, I'm always open to constructive criticism. Lastly, please be kind in the comments. Theories are just that, theories. There are more to explore, imagine, and connect, not to be taken as fact. Thank you for being here and joining me on this journey through Fazbear's digital purgatory. And until next time.